Hello.
Yo. Wresthings podcast. Can you lot hear us? Can you hear me? Hold on, bear with me for 1 second. We're getting into the chat.
Yo. Laps, test your mic first.
Yo, mic check 1 2. Yeah, I can hear myself here.
And Max.
Yo. 1 2 1 2.
Yo, mic check 1 2. Yeah, I'm in, but there's a slight delay.
Yeah, there will always be a delay.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Gabe, going? Go on, son.
1 2. Check.
I can hear Laps and Ola, can't hear Gabe and Max again.
I haven't spoken.
Gabe, gone.
Hello. 1 2 3.
It's always the case, man.
Yo.
Yes, can I go?
Bear with us for a moment. Technical difficulties. Technicians.
Oh, is it?
Don't worry. Lead technician, Ola, working on it. You know, he's working overtime. He's going through the wires.
Can you hear us now? Yo.
Let us know in the chat if you can hear us. All right, my one's good.
Briefly, those two always work fine, but you might be hearing them through that mic. Okay, makes sense. Officers, we hear you.
We hear you.
Can you hear me and Gabe? Yo. 1 2.
Yes, Gabe's mic. Let's get some more.
Just do that.
Yes, Derek, I know you can hear me, man. I got the. Oh no, fucking hell.
Laps.
Yo.
Rap to like you.
Yo. Laps in the building. All of the technician. Put him in the arm lock. You know that's a mission. Hey, bars. Can you guys listen? So yeah, as you can, all the technicalities are all in place. You know, all of the technicians just working through the wires right now.
You go first.
Yo. 1 2.
Yo. 1 2. Can you lot hear me?
That was me.
Yes, you're mine.
That was me.
Coming in this one, bro.
1 2.
As you can see, Ola, the technician, got it through for us.
You know what it is?
Yo.
The audio has to come through the black magic.
Did you see what he done to fix it?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Are we ready? We good? Ready to get started?
Cool.
I think
Let's
we're
go,
good to
man.
go, man.
Yo, people, welcome to episode 243 of Wresthings podcast. Make some noise! Woo! Yo, we're in today. It's Laps, the main event liver, champagne sipper, big bat driller,
Babyface killer.
Back again on the Wresthings podcast. And as you can see, we have some guests. So to my left, we have
Dave.
Hey! Welcome. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Dave.
Ola?
You want an intro from Ola?
Huh?
Are you sure?
You want an intro from Ola?
It's your boy Ola, known as Tamura, known as Tyson Ola,
Mm.
known as the owner of CWH,
Mhm.
known as Ola Gunner Social. You might see me in Shoreditch with the click, or you might see me at Loading Bar this Sunday with the millions
And millions.
and millions of wrestling fans. If you smell what the Mandem are cooking, and to the left of me,
Yo, what's good, people? It's your boy Graps with Gabe. Sometimes he raps, sometimes he graps. What's good?
Come on.
let's go.
I corrected the intro from last time. Leave me alone.
I like it.
Let's go, boys.
What's up, people? My name's Max. I'm a wrestling
Fan.
wrestling enthusiast, a WrestleManiac,
If you will.
And you're tuning into another episode of the Wresthings podcast. Make
Yes,
some noise.
Jeez.
Bro,
Our seniors have left us today.
They have indeed.
Our seniors have left
They
us.
have indeed. But don't worry, Pod's in good hands. You know.
Laps has the captain's band on.
Yeah. So
We're in the
honestly,
dojo.
We're gonna try our best. So listen, you know, a lot's been going on in wrestling, guys. Where do you think we should start right now?
Well, the Vince McMahon documentary came out today. didn't it?
Has anyone
Yeah.
set eyes on it just yet?
No,
I'll be honest.
No.
A lot of people in my office right now all coming to me saying, "Yo, have you seen the Vince McMahon documentary?" Bearing in mind, these are people that don't watch wrestling.
Yeah.
So like, this really has a lot of eyes on it right now, and
I heard yesterday. Not that it happened yesterday, but I heard yesterday that Vince McMahon tried to buy it from Netflix. When he saw it.
Yeah, I heard this as well.
that sounds like
as
a
well.
Vince thing to do, bro.
Yeah, he probably saw some crud in it that he doesn't want out there, and just said, "Let me just throw some money at them."
But
and
I've
see
not
if they'll
seen
take
it yet, but apparently he's in it.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So he
he's in it,
doesn't
he's in it,
like
yeah.
how it's being portrayed.
Well, apparently it was done and dusted. They'd finished the doc, and then all the allegations came out. So they decided to like turn the narrative and include that. So I think like he was in it because he thought it was going to be pro,
Yes.
not pro Vince, but you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah, I think there, from what his account is, Vince's account, there has been a lot of cutting and slicing and mixing things. But let's be honest. I heard someone say that Vince said that they are misconstruing his Mr. McMahon character for the bad guy. Yeah, but let's not act like you never had misdemeanors before Mr. McMahon became on-screen character. Like, what are you doing here?
He actually I think about halfway through the documentary or so, apparently he's not there no more. As in, like, because of the fact that these allegations came up maybe like the last few episodes or something. He's not there.
So they've cut bare shit out then.
No, like, so there's an empty chair.
Yeah.
And it's like Vince did not come to film the rest of this
Oh,
documentary.
swear.
Something.
oh, as in
It's
he was supposed to
yeah,
come
yeah,
in.
yeah.
Lol.
So he didn't actually finish.
I mean, I wouldn't come back either.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. We can't really rinse him for it.
Yeah,
can we?
your
We
name's
can't
being
really
dragged
rinse
through the mud, and like, oh yeah, Vince, like, you coming for another shoot? Yeah,
No, that's interesting, man. I definitely want to try and watch that tonight. I think we should all try and watch that. But I feel like this being like the first like WWE launch on Netflix, it starts off with this a documentary, Downfall of Vince McMahon.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's on purpose. I think they're doing it to
100%.
like get all of this out the way now.
I hear it.
Good few months before the end of
Wash
the year.
their hands.
Yeah,
off.
exactly. And then when it starts in the new year, the Netflix deal, it's all endeavor from there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is them, you know, when people say, oh, WWE's coming to Netflix. Oh, isn't that Vince McMahon thing? And Netflix are like, no.
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with Vince McMahon. Did you not
But
see
I
the
think-
whole series?
I think it was, you boys were saying the other week about how this is going to be like when Tiger King come out, and the whole world that isn't in our little world of wrestling is now going to start to like have opinions and thoughts on stuff that I don't know. I think it's going to be an interesting month
It is.
to be a wrestling fan now.
Yeah.
because
It really is.
We're in the spotlight more so than, and if it takes off, if it becomes top 10 viewed on Netflix, whatever time, it's going to be
Yeah, it's
intriguing.
I'll be honest. You know, it's getting there because first thing you do when you go on Netflix, Vince McMahon, bow,
Yeah.
it's there. They put it in your face. So
It's mad to say it,
It's
yeah, but
mad.
I feel like especially where they're about to go on Netflix as well. Obviously, it's the worst way to attract attention to your product, but it's gonna attract attention to the product, naturally,
yeah.
like 100%.
what's the saying again?
Any attention is good
Good
attention.
attention.
Or
Yeah,
was it
something like that.
any publicity? Bad publicity is good publicity.
publicity.
Yeah.
Some nonsense.
I mean, obviously, like WWE are trying to kind of like wipe the Vince kind of like stench away from their products right now. But obviously, like there's gonna naturally be a bunch of people that are gonna go raw. So this is what he was like.
Yeah.
So what are they doing now? And yeah, man, that's kind of laid them up pretty nicely for January when they go onto Netflix. So
It's interesting.
Yeah, man.
It's interesting.
The thing is, like, so I've watched episode 1 and half of episode 2, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't see the big kerfuffle that was being made. It's very much looking like the history of WWE.
Yeah.
Maybe episode 2 was starting to maybe get into the fact that there was steroid use and whatnot, allegedly.
But remember, this was being recorded before all the allegations dropped.
Yeah.
So maybe in the latter episodes, that stuff starts
switch
coming
there.
in. Yeah,
did they
but
talk about Benoit? Because I saw people.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, because I
I've
saw.
not got there yet.
I
Oh no! So where it was because I saw on Twitter like people were saying like supposedly they're trying to connect the steroid use to Benoit or something like that in some kind of way. I was like, they're actually talking about Benoit on this.
Bro, it's mad.
It's crazy. But like Dave said, there's going to be a lot of people now tuning into our world. I mean, people are going to be tuning into our world as of 1st of January anyway, the minute WWE hits Netflix.
Yeah.
But now it's going to be a thing where we might even find ourselves back in that kind of closet defending this thing. You man, watch this, yeah? Like,
we're gonna have a rough couple of
yeah, exactly. It could be a rough couple months.
So what? So what? You man, watch this fake thing, yeah? And then there's people moving mad in real life. No, man, this is mad.
Is this you man's leader, yeah? Yeah, it could get rough. It could get rough. So
I think it's all right, man. I think it's gonna be a good launch pad. Like, I like to give people the grace that they can separate the two at least. That he's not a part of the company anymore. They found out what's happening. They got rid of him. You know, he has no association to WWE no more. Not even through family ties, except, you know, Papa H. But, you know, that's my guy still.
I'm sure this is literally just like we're saying, we'll get this out the way.
Yeah.
There's probably still a big press run to come from Netflix that WWE is going to be there as of January 1st. So then they'll kind of wipe the slate clean with that when they start posting WWE to Netflix soon. And on the banner will be John Cena, The Rock, and all of these people that aren't on TV every week. Stone Cold. Like, they'll watch the slate clean before.
Did you see what he said in the documentary?
Who, Austin?
He said
I ain't seen
he don't believe in CTE or something like that.
That is mad.
What?
Austin said he doesn't believe in CTE.
Austin.
Austin said
So we don't need him ruining who he is as well.
Yeah. Don't get in trouble.
I looked at him and said, "How many beers did you have before you came on this interview?" Because science not adding.
Don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble.
That's the CTE play, you know.
Trust me.
That's the CTE play, you know.
The CTE and the ABV, they're hand in hand.
It's mad. Yeah,
Nah, man,
it's crazy.
But no, I can't wait to watch it. Like, I do kind of want to see how they've put this together, and obviously it's been spoken about for time now. This Vince documentary.
It's also crazy to think with how much we know happens in this world, even behind the scenes, probably more so behind the scenes. If you've got an hour long, right?
Yeah.
So
about 50 minutes an hour.
It's interesting to see how someone is going to technically try and sum up everything in 6 hours.
Yeah.
Like, what stories do you focus on and what do you not? And it's be cool to see where they. I don't want to do that thing where if I watch it with someone who's not a wrestling fan, I'm like pausing it,
Explaining
do you know why that's? Do you know why that happened?
Yeah.
Why did this happen?
Yeah.
I haven't seen nothing about it in terms of the stuff that's out there, or maybe how the episodes are going. But I can only imagine in terms of summing it up, they'll tell who he is, like his own story. They'll tell maybe the steroid stuff, maybe a mixture of like a Chris Benoit and Owen Hart situation. And then,
Eddie?
from there, I mean, Eddie wasn't.
I know Eddie's not a crazy one, but
I think the Benoit one's definitely up there.
Yeah.
But coming into the new kind of era, what would you think are like the key?
It's not new, but I think they might include when he blew himself up in the car.
Okay.
It was on the trailer, I
£1
think, as well.
giveaway.
It was on the trailer. It was on the trailer.
As well, yeah.
Because then he instantly had to.
That was in line with 9/11.
Was it
wasn't
9/11?
it?
Yeah.
I thought it was
the London bombing.
or
Or was it the
7/7?
London bombing?
I thought it was because when they did the angle where he jumped in the limo and obviously it blew up. Obviously Benoit then passed away like not too long after that. So they kind of had to.
Maybe it's that.
Yeah. That's what I was talking
The
about.
7/7 one was
The
guys in the masks,
Hassan,
Mohammed Hassan attacking the
Mohammed
Undertaker.
Ah, man.
Yeah.
The Undertaker.
Hey. I can't lie. I feel so peak for him.
The
You know,
timing.
man. He actually
The timing.
suffered for that
I
gimmick.
saw
He suffered.
a clip of him doing an interview the other day with Maven. Yeah, he was quite insightful actually. Some of the stuff he was talking about. He was talking about getting a receipt from the Undertaker in the ring. It was cool.
Man.
I actually thought Mohammed Hassan was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought it was good as well,
Yeah,
but
Mark
yeah, we'll see.
Carney,
Yeah.
bro.
Again, this is one of them ones. Them gimmicks was not very well thought through.
You know he's Italian or something.
Yeah.
He's not Arab or anything at all. Yeah, Mohammed is Italian. Yeah.
His name's not Mohammed, it's
Mario, man.
He is not Aramaic, bro.
Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah.
guys. The
Um,
man.
Yeah,
E.
let's
Oh,
get
Sam's not
onto
even
the
here
menu.
to say it, man.
I'll do it for him. I'll do it.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
yeah.
I've always wanted to do
Hey,
it.
Sam, I'm giving him permission.
You lot hit the like button before we get into the menu.
Yes.
We've got a
Hit
lot to
the
talk
like
about.
button.
Let's start with Roman and Cody, man.
How
That
did you guys find
segment.
Yeah. How do you-
You guys go for it, man.
I felt like it's a bit predictable still, you know.
What, the segment?
Yeah, like them two like having to team up, etc.
Okay,
We're talking
okay,
like
that's
so.
what
So
I-
the segment where they're obviously like in
In
the
the
football
stadium.
field.
Yeah.
That segment itself.
Oh,
just
the
that-
movie, the cinema.
the cinema. Yes,
when they're in the
field.
cinema. Oh,
Yeah.
bro, the filming of that was great.
Bro,
what
Roman
did
pulled
Roman
up in
say?
7
You're in
whips.
The way of my life.
Of my life.
Bro, what does that mean?
Honestly, man.
What does
Honestly,
that
When
mean?
they both pulled up as well.
bro.
Cody was in the white.
Yeah. I can't lie, man. That vignette was epic, man. I mean, obviously, like people were complaining and saying that like it's too high production, it's too high value.
Wait, okay, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Those that were complaining, are they predominantly AEW fans? I'm asking. I haven't seen
Well,
anything.
wait,
I've been
I'm glad you asked that because
I've been on the beach in Las Vegas. I've been on the beach in Las Vegas, so I haven't seen anything of what anyone's saying. I ain't been in Discord for the whole week.
He said I've been around peace.
It's
I didn't know there was
all-
problems.
Listen, I didn't know there was problems.
Do you know what's interesting about that segment though? When I saw it, I was like, I swear AEW's done something similar to this before because they're always in like a field or
Because
something.
of the Jacksonville Jaguars
Yeah.
Stadium Stampede thing.
So
innit?
I
Yeah.
always thought like AEW must have done something along these lines before.
I do like all of however much production value and whatever AEW put in has just been summed up with they're always in a field or something.
Like in a farm.
They're either on a farm, a field, or someone's yard is getting burnt to the ground.
One or the other.
But
They're back in the field again.
I was saying this. I said this to Mix earlier on. I said, at the end of the day, like people gotta realize that, like, a lot of people try to say, like, some of the people were saying, like, oh, I like my wrestling like this and this without the production or whatever. But the reality is, bro, is like wrestling is a ever evolving sport. I feel like people forget this. They seem to think like what I saw in the 90s, I'm still going to be seeing in the 2020s. I was saying to him earlier on, I was like, bro, imagine trying to tell someone in 2000 that 20 years from now, they were going to do a cinematic match and that match would be talked about as like one of the best things people have ever seen. Talking about the Firefly Funhouse match. But again, and then what you said, a cinematic match wouldn't work today.
No.
Cinematic segments work, but not a match because now we're kind of past the point of the pandemic. We're now at the point where, again, like wrestling's kind of become this encompassed thing again. So at the end of the day, like having a high production thing just shows you what you need to be paying attention to as we transition into this new era. So listen, man, you lot complaining, man. You lot want to go watch them 2007 low MP3 videos. You go on ahead and do that. Be my guest. But listen, we got cinema. It's true.
And we have to realize this isn't for everybody.
Yeah.
We are talking about the two men that main event in WrestleMania, the top two in the business.
Marvel.
WrestleMania main event is back to back.
Yeah.
Like this isn't something that we get every week for anybody. Like so, I think it was the message was very simple. You know, will you have my back? Will you trust me? But how they performed it and everything, like Roman and the facial movements, anytime like Cody just irritates them a bit, like
Yeah.
So
That's what it looked like.
This I was listening to someone talking about this the other day, and I thought the way they summed it up was really good, which was two things, right? So first of all, if WWE are gonna try and test doing something like this, doing it in a different, more high production way, aren't you glad they're doing it with the biggest thing on the card rather than like trying to test it somewhere a bit smaller and then maybe like an NXT thing and then I'm glad they're going in big with this. But the other thing that I think is to your point, Roman is almost at his best when he's not loud. When he's not shouting, when he's just talking, whether it was Thunderdome era, which allowed him to establish who he is now, or when he's talking to the camera during the match, or when he's walking out of the ring, that kind of thing. And as much as you can make the argument to say these are two of the supposedly the best in the world at the minute, they should be able to get that same feeling in a live crowd, in a live audience. I feel like this was perfectly set up to tell a story in a way that they wanted to do at their pace, at their level, that allows
Yeah.
Roman to be Roman, allows Cody to meet him on that level and become a bit more intense,
Yeah.
and not have it become a shouting match, which it kind of might have done if it was in the ring, or have it ruined by what chance in the middle of everything. Do you know what I mean?
Literally what you said
This,
earlier on.
This is
think
special.
it is. It's different. Let it feel different. Let it do.
You
what
put
it
this
needs
in
to
the
do.
ring, and then Roman says to Cody, like he did, "What do you want?" And some bozo goes, "What?"
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, is this? It doesn't feel that special anymore. Like
These man with the big guy, hug it out.
Yeah.
Shut up, man.
Yeah.
Let them have tension, man.
Someone's big cardboard cut out of their face.
yeah,
Like
waving at the back, trying to get on TV. Like,
what was it at Mania? Was it Rock and Cena when they came face to face in the ring?
Yeah.
Just behind is just a couple just held their own faces.
faces up.
It's like not now.
Yeah,
Not the time.
not the time.
Yeah,
Exactly. Like, so that's why I don't mind this. And again, we haven't seen anything like this in a while, in a minute. If they're reserving this for the best of the best, then so be it. And again, like I think you just said, Dave, this could be a test. We're going to Netflix.
Yeah.
This might be the demand in Netflix.
You don't think that that's the direction that they could potentially go in?
I don't think they would make everything like this, but we might see more of it. Yeah.
I think we might see in a Netflix world, we might have a PLE coming up where the main event every month gets like a 10-minute mini doc made in a Netflix style. That
I'm
boosts
happy
it.
with that.
I think that'd
I've-
be amazing.
listen,
But I think
man,
this leans to that.
I think as well, when you see the way even Netflix kind of market their shows when they're coming up and stuff like that, when you see all these big premieres and stuff like that, deep it like, and obviously again, like again, people are gonna have their qualms about whatever, but like having a WrestleMania and having people do like a red carpet and stuff like that, like that still attracts publicity. And remember, they're a business. Like their goal is to beat the competition, make money, and provide more futures for more people. So at the end of the day, like for me, if I'm seeing Roman Reigns, all these men then walking on the red carpet, I'll be there. I'll be there,
Bro, I hear it.
Honestly.
I think one thing people are forgetting as well is WWE is a production company. Yes, they do wrestling. Wrestling is the foundation, but ultimately, WWE have said it themselves. They are a production company. They're a media company.
It's a TV show.
It's a TV show. So I'm expected to see stuff like this. And remember, they're innovators within the industry. So like, don't be surprised when you see other wrestling companies doing something similar as well.
I don't know if
WWE got better camera equipment and better writers and better lighting and
they've got more money to buy
and they got
people and
resources.
stuff, resources.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was at the end of Raw, but I definitely spotted at the end of SmackDown. Executive producer credits.
Yeah.
You lot see that? Executive producer Paul Levesque. Executive producer Lee Fitting. Like a TV show would.
They're getting
Right,
ready.
yeah.
They're gearing up.
Yeah.
Kayfabe Productions Ltd.
Like
No way.
This is what it is like. So yeah, I'm not surprised by them doing this. And we had, was it at WrestleMania, the little like green room that they were in, the Rock and Roman on one side and Cody and Seth on the other side. Again, another kind of throwaway piece of media, really. Like, but that was the prelude to us kind of knowing, oh, this is the direction they're going for Mania. The what was it? The kickoff event was after that. Like
around the Super Bowl, wasn't it?
Yeah. So it's like they're doing these little pieces of things like which can go out, probably do good numbers on social. I can only imagine what that 8 minutes must have done on social this past weekend. I haven't seen it.
You know what's magic to think of? You see if they go for Rock and Roman, yeah? You see the trailer. It would be mad to see the WWE Network thing and then the Netflix end going. I'll go. Boom, boom.
What comes first? That or the Now Then Forever?
Oh
Yeah,
my
honestly.
days! Hey, imagine. I swear down. If they put the Netflix end in the
In
then
the
now
W-
forever,
yeah, that'd be so good.
Oh my
That'd be
days.
funny.
But yeah, no, man. I think, man, going to Netflix is only going to be good things for them in terms of like how the presentation of WWE looks going forward. The other thing to talk about though, just on like videos. Did you man see the one of CM Punk when he's cutting the promo and they've got the overhead angle of the ring?
Bro, those are
And
brilliant.
them videos are amazing.
Was this on Raw?
So no, so
Where
this
they're
is
moving-
on like on social media.
Moves around the
So
ring.
it's
when
overhead
he
of
was
CM
moved
Punk.
to this way and
And
moved
as
that way.
he's discussing the promo of how they got there, they're showing clips. I'm
the
like,
Dream
that
Act,
is so genius.
Yeah, that was very good.
That is so
That was
genius.
very good.
Because again, like what people have been saying, it's becoming easier now to keep up with actually what's going on week to week. So even if you're not an active fan, if you're a casual fan and you're just like, oh, right, like I've been hearing CM Punk's wrestling and I see he's, wrestling this guy Drew McIntyre. I don't know who he is. Bro, you could watch that video alone and you're like, oh, right, cool. So you're fairly clued up at this point in time. Like the way that they're kind of really taking the stories and taking the idea of like everything that's happened has got us to here. The fact they're taking it more seriously, man, is really paying off, man. But that video was cold. Or do you know what I wanted to hear on it? You know that Armageddon song, the end is here. I swear, the end is
even
here.
the evolution of that type of video.
Yeah.
You go back a month, and when they did the first one, that was just like the moments in the match with Dragunov, Braun, and who was the first?
Sammy. Was it Sammy? Yeah.
When they were doing that, and then someone obviously, it's cool to know that someone obviously sat there and was like, we can do more storytelling with this medium here. Why don't we put a promo in the middle and then put stuff outside the ring? But the interesting part is, do you now think they're going into planning matches going, by the way, we need you to do something outside here because we're going to use it when we do this piece of content after?
I mean, possibly.
I feel like they've been doing that already, you know?
Potentially.
Yeah. I mean, they got producers which will say, right, this is the outcome of the match. These are certain story beats, the spots.
Look at Clash of the Castle.
Do the rest in it, sort of thing. So I think it's just them knowing, like, we're in an age where people actually don't watch TV. Like, for me to tell you to tune into Raw at 8 p.m. and sit down, it's an ask. They know it's an ask, sort of thing. Yeah. So it's like, we have social media. We know people live on social media. Let's truncate these stories into these different kinds of media for social media and tell the story there and get people caught up there. Like, some people literally get by watching WWE through YouTube clips and Twitter clips, and then they might watch a PLE at the end of it. So it's about knowing where your market is, man.
Do we know how long is the Netflix deal?
5 to, I thought it said 5 or 10 year deal.
5 years.
I think it's 5 years.
It might be 10 years, 5 billion.
I thought it was like 10 bill.
No, I think it's 5 bill.
Actually, no. Yeah, 10 billion.
10 years,
10
5 bill.
Wasn't the Fox deal for SmackDown a billion?
Yeah, that was 1 billion.
Yeah. How mad is that? How long ago was that? That's 3 years, maybe.
When did Kofi lose? When did Kofi win? Was that 2018?
Yeah, it was pre-COVID. Oh god, that's
so that was a 5-year deal for 1 billion or something like that.
One buff.
Yeah,
5 years. So in 5 years, a 1 billion deal has become 5 billion.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Listen, when I tuned into that SmackDown Fox episode, I stayed up thinking I'm gonna see miracles happen, and we saw a black man get squashed by Brock Lesnar, and we saw Cain Velasquez come out to the weakest reactions ever. Raw on Netflix, the first episode. Listen, if you don't give me round one, oh my days, I'm telling you. Listen, I need epicness. I think that first episode they're gonna go all out. They're definitely gonna go all out, man. They have to.
The 1st of January is a Wednesday,
so I think they'll probably
the 6th of January is the first Monday in Raw.
Yeah.
Are they launching?
So
with
SmackDown,
Raw, or are they launching with something?
I think it's Raw, because Raw is the only thing in the US that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
For us, everything is on Netflix.
Because I thought maybe they might have done. Remember they did day one.
Yeah.
I thought they might have like brought that back as like a Kickstarter.
Not that they've said. And that would, like I say, that would be on a Wednesday. So
the only thing is, I guess if you do that, you kind of instantly downgrade Raw. Because it's not the event that's launching.
To be fair though, I think maybe what they'll do is they'll probably have some kind of content to kind of build up from maybe the 1st of Jan to that first episode. Because I think again as well, maybe the delayed gratification is going to play into people wanting to come tune into that episode on, what is it, the 6th of Jan?
Yes.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I think it's going to play into it, innit? So people are going to be like, right, New Year's started. We're getting content on Netflix, socials and all of that kind of stuff. Like, so
that show is gonna be flipping.
John
Cena, Cena's all gonna be
I'm
there.
telling you now.
Cena.
I feel like Cena's gonna be the first thing that shows up. The first person they see, if it's not Triple H doing the,
Oh yeah. Come, let me take you somewhere.
With the Netflix cameras.
Starting off with Cena, man, the last run, bro.
They will have to send out their most popular figure ultimately.
Who do you think will be Cena's first opponent come this new year?
Am I bad if I say I don't care?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think obviously, in the retirement year,
Just
obviously, it's going to kind of be obviously a big deal that like whoever he faces, it's probably going to be demonstrated as a big deal. So the question is for his last year, who's the first person he's facing? As in the first person he's facing.
So he's gonna.
So you want him to lose already? I don't mind. I think that's the story you tell though.
Yeah,
I think the first 6 months he's got to lose,
struggle.
Not 6 months, but
Yeah.
go down to rock bottom,
Like,
build back up to something. Exactly.
You know who I strangely think it will be? Dominic.
Dominic.
Yes.
That will end it.
No.
Dominic.
No. Dominic is probably his first opponent.
First one.
I feel like it. Yeah. Think about it. Dominic's a heel
guaranteed
magnet. Yeah. Think about it like this. Like you tune into Netflix. You go on Netflix. You go onto WWE. You know who John Cena is.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be like, right, cool. We know him as the good guy. Who's one of their biggest bad guys? When Don comes out and he's getting booed like this, people are gonna go, okay, cool. That seems like someone to pay attention to. So they're setting him up, the way that they're doing it, right?
Dominic's gonna rap John Cena.
No, right.
This guy.
I got chicken tendies and I beat up John Cena. I don't know if Dominic will split him, but like I do see like if there was gonna be John Cena's gonna have a first opponent, they put him up against Dom because Dom's such a heat magnet. You know what I mean? So yeah.
I have an idea of who I think his last opponent will be. I think it will be Bron Breakker, passing of the torch moment. Because like everyone says he's next up. Cena probably sees it and is like, I'm giving it to him.
There's a couple key milestones like first match, last Mania match.
Yeah. Into IC championship.
If he goes for that. I think he needs to lose to Cody at some point. I think
him and Cody is
definitely
definitely going to happen.
Yeah. That's the passing.
Him and Cody's definitely going to happen.
We'll get at least one go round again of like he'll face Punk again, or he'll face someone like one of the or Orton. Or
Did you see Orton said he's already batting for it? He's already been asking.
I'm telling you, Orton Cena. It's they said that Cena's written up a list of who he wants to face in his last year. He's
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind his last match not being putting someone over.
Yeah.
He's got a year to do that properly. My issue is like, don't do an Austin Theory. Don't have it be like a month program before his last one that he's putting someone over. At least if you're going to do it, if it's going to be Bron, for example, let Bron's story with Cena like bubble under for this entire year. Let it slowly build, and then he becomes the one. Make it mean something.
Yeah,
I think Cena's going to have a lot of creative control, which is the reason I'm for it. I think it's going to be really good.
I don't mind it, but just tell me good stories on the way. That's my only issue. Like, we can't get this dialed in Cena that we've been getting for the last few years, where it's just like, I'm just coming to do an appearance, guys. Like, the playing field right now is dangerous. This is a minefield. It ain't no playing field.
I said it's a minefield.
It's a minefield because right now, the way they're booking stuff and the way certain men are moving, like John Cena does not fit in as he is right now to the current landscape.
Yeah.
The Rock came and realized I can't do Fruity Pebble bollocks anymore. I'm the final boss. Like,
think about that though. If you're Cena and you're watching that Rock run, not only that Rock run, but you're seeing you get pulled into that main event as a jobber, like pretty much.
Yeah.
Surely, if you're Cena, you're looking at going, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm not coming back to be Cena. I'm coming back to be an elevated, not heel. I'm not saying heel, but like a new elevated version.
Yeah. He has to.
So what are we saying? We're gonna see Cena in jeans now.
Jeans.
Word life.
This is basic thugonomics.
This guy's gonna be telling people, I spent 350K on this chain, baby.
It's time to switch it up. It's time to evolve. Give us something new. It does, like I say, it doesn't necessarily need to be a heel turn, but like just a new attitude, a revived someone that wants to be here, innit? Because to be honest, that stuff is gonna have to do the talking because already in ring, I don't know how much more he can give us. You see what I mean? Like
we're not getting no springboard stunners this year.
So
that was a fun era. When he started adding in.
Listen, if we got 2015 John Cena this year, stocks.
I'll take it. You like that Cena?
No, but like
as in US champion,
2015, like open challenge him. Like
challenge Cena.
Wait. Let's be real.
This guy's a baby.
I like Owen Cena. I want J Gang Cena.
Yeah, he was him.
You want this man to be rapping in 2025?
I want
They'll
Maurice.
rinse him.
Yeah, I know who he wants.
Yeah, man. No.
I want leg drops on the top rope. Bro,
you know he has Hollywood. You know that, right?
And that's
No,
the
he's
other
fine.
thing. Yeah, that's the other
Bro,
thing.
anyone can get.
I
it,
know,
bro.
but I think is he doing any movies next year?
I think
he said he
just
was trying to
doing
just
this.
dedicate
Yeah,
this.
He's
this
just
whole
doing
year
this, but I
to
mean,
this year.
it doesn't still mean he can't go into the ring and murk himself because at one point he has to go back and do a movie, innit? So
What was that random, that like weird punch move that he brought
Fist
in?
move and do.
Remember that?
Because I went to Japan and I learned strong style.
That-
Shut up.
This man
so
thought
silly.
this
No,
man
he
thought
trolled us.
That was when we knew.
He trolled
Yeah,
us.
you
guy thought he was
silly old man. Man went,
Everyone was like, this.
if I slap you, bro.
Oh my
This
god.
man was in Dragon Ball Z, Budokai Tenkaichi.
I went to Japan. Rubbish. Absolute
man.
rubbish.
But yeah, man, Cena's final run, guys. Let us know what you think. You know, who do you think his last opponent's gonna be? Who do you think his first competitor is gonna be as well? Let us know. January, don't know.
Let's talk about Joshua Fatu.
Joshua,
The
full name. Yeah,
He done it, man.
bro.
I told
I
you
see
that.
Chad.
You said it. You said it. You said it. You said
guys,
it. You said it.
I think he needs to get promoted back to the pen, but I don't have the authorization to do so. But I'm just putting in the
Careful,
recommendation.
because I'm sure he's watching. He will
He's typing it down, bro.
No, I don't want a pen. I don't want a pen. I don't want a pen.
Nah, I was pleasantly surprised that Jay won that time, and I think that's his best singles performance I've ever
It
seen.
was a good match.
I think that's the
Yeah,
best
it was,
singles
it was,
match
it
he
was.
has ever had.
Someone like Bron is a good dance partner though.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Bron is very like he kind of works well with different
He's very
different kind of styles.
Bron's
Yeah.
crazy.
Bron is incredible.
Bron's so
What,
good,
like
bro.
20?
26, I think, something like that.
He's a young boy.
This man, if he was living in the UK, he wouldn't even be making 28k a year, and he's wrestling like this. Are you mad, bro?
Yeah, Bron's crazy. good,
mad,
man.
man.
And
Yeah.
they continue to tell this story of Bron gets arrogant and he loses.
Yeah.
Like he's won all these titles, NXT title, Intercontinental title, but he's still like a small boy when it comes to actually playing the game and navigating the field.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're quietly building him up nicely. They probably move him on to Gunther, to be honest.
Oh, so you don't think he'll win it back?
He might do, but I think he's a good candidate to go up against Gunther.
Yeah,
Lose,
as well.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
Got to Gunther.
The thing is though, like because Bron's still in he's still in his freshman year of being on the roster. So like when you think of it, like a loss to Jey Uso, it's not going to damage him by any means. You know what I mean?
No, I won't.
And even a loss to Gunther, because again, like Bron has always come out of every match looking incredibly strong.
Yeah.
So as long as they can keep that up, and obviously Triple H is going to make sure that's like one of obviously kind of like his new guys. So when you think of it in that perspective, Bron will be fine for the rest for the remainder of the year that he's kind of got in it. So yeah, man, I think he'll be all right. And again, there's an impending match with John Cena on the cards. Who knows what his WrestleMania is going to look like as well.
Versus John Cena.
Oh my goodness.
No, he said Bron.
Bron.
Is that what you heard?
My head was.
You think I was here to hear? You think I was?
I'm still thinking about Cena and. Oh, sorry, man. Please.
The other brother. The solo.
You know who Jey Uso probably will face though? Xavier Woods.
Oh, we're gonna get
I
there.
think that's
I also
Bruv,
want
We're
to
gonna get
the
there.
Usos
There's
and
history there.
New Day
I'm
are
with you.
joined at
No,
the
I'm
hip.
with you. I'm with
What
you.
do you say? You want
Xavier to win. Xavier should win.
I don't mind.
Yeah, let's be real. Yeah, in terms of the Intercontinental Championship picture, like who do you realistically see next taking it from him?
I'll be honest, it's great that you asked that question because even when Bron was champ, I was like, I couldn't see who's going
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
for that.
But Xavier's a good mix because with this kind of like New Day rivalry they've got going on right now, he's been saying for time like people don't take me seriously because I'm not a Kofi or a Biggie where I've held singles gold. And then you've now got Jay who's like, bro, 14 years in, I finally won my first singles title. This is going to play into Xavier's mind like, oh what? So like you can get it, but I can't. Like
And these are two people, like I say, that are synonymous with their teams, are synonymous with one another.
you can even add a new layer
There's
to
a
that whole
story there.
rivalry,
There's a
right?
good
Yeah.
story to tell.
Like don't let it pass over your heads that after Xavier, all those segments that he showed on Raw of him throwing his tantrum, the next thing was Bron Breakker versus Jey Uso, and Jey Uso wins the title.
Do you also think that Jey winning the title is a little bit more long term? An easy way to set up that the way he will lose the title eventually is by interference from the new bloodline to force him back to. Because at some point he has to come back, right?
That's a good point. I thought he's won the title to kind of return to the bloodline and kind of show Roman, I can do it. But that's a good point. That probably gets him back there as well. To be fair,
I said it to him earlier.
It's either that, because the only way they're going to get him back is either that, or if Jimmy's back and is getting destroyed, then he returns to save his brother. But I don't think they've told that story enough yet. So
I said earlier on, I said the way I kind of see the reunion happening is, I think, to be fair, because Jimmy and Roman never really had beef before Mania. I think Jimmy will just kind of like be like, yeah, they took me out, so like if you need my help, I'm there. But with Jay, I feel like it's different because, again, think about it, like Roman was saying, he's my right hand man, he's main event Jey Uso. But Jey Uso has actually now become main event Jey Uso without Roman Reigns, right? So when Roman comes back and Roman's like, yeah, I need you back, he's gonna be like, nah, bro, like, look what I've done without you. I got I actually got stock without you, bro. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a moment where they stand, where there's a team, but they stand next to each other. I think they'll position it in a way where it's like, here's everyone, but Jay is next to Roman.
Guys,
that's not me saying Jay is on the level of Roman.
Guys, I'm saying it now. Guys, I'm saying it now, yeah. Jay is gonna look at him and go, you asked me for years to acknowledge you. You need to acknowledge me. I'm telling you.
I'll be honest. Roman's gonna look at the IC title and be like, I won that one already, man. Won it already.
Well, you think because you won that little.
Hey, I'll send to you. You know the Roman smoke, no? What you thinking?
Get this bum out of here.
Get this bum out of here.
Big up everyone that's commenting live. Fleur Nell says yeet. Nathan says bang bang. Graps with guap. Del Boy says when Jey Uso makes Roman do the yeet. I'm not reading the rest of that. I'm not reading. Here's something for you guys. What do you guys think about this? Gloddy says Jey Uso won the IC title before Chad Gable and Sheamus. Thoughts?
You know what? Looking at the chain of events now and how we got up to here, I'm happy. I'm happy where we're at right now. Because what would have happened after Chad Gable won that? He would have lost it eventually. He wouldn't have had that. Man. He wouldn't have had it for the.
Don't you think we've I think we've got Gable to where Gable needs to be without a title.
Yeah.
I agree. But I think there was a moment in time we were this close.
There was a moment, but I feel like now it's proven that he didn't need it.
But this is the long-term stuff that we're talking about, because we would argue as well, Jey Uso has been at his top heat or whatever for months now. So why now are we doing it? Like the same with LA Knight. LA Knight probably, cooled off a bit before he got the US title. They're not feeding into the whole, this is our guy right now, give him the title sort of thing. They are kind of, building these long-term things. And what they've done with Chad Gable is probably better long-term for Chad Gable than just giving him a title.
Also as well, when you think of like, he's also obviously just established the American Made group, innit? So when you think about it as well, if you add now him being IC champion into the mix, I don't think you get much time for the group to really solidify as looking like an established unit. I think it will just become Chad Gable, IC champ, and the Creed brothers and everybody else. So give the group time to kind of solidify, and then I think we can move on to like Chad Gable again. Very great pairing. Very great pairing.
It's coming.
As for Sheamus, man,
Sheamus will get it on like his last run.
He doesn't need it now.
Rainbows and unicorns and stars are gonna fall from the sky. The day Sheamus
also
everyone is going to go to church and pray. Like, it's gonna be such a good day when Sheamus wins it in like a proper bloodbath, like a proper slog for the IC title.
The thing is as well, is like it felt like Gunther was the right person for him to have taken it off of. At
There
this
was
point
a
in
moment
time.
in time there.
Listen, for me, when it came to WrestleMania 39, the triple threat match, if there was any time Sheamus could have won it, it would have been then. And that would have been an amazing
By
moment.
pinning Gunther or pinning Drew?
Well, it would have had to be Drew.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I feel like Drew, because it leaves the suspense of like, can Sheamus now again go up against Gunther? But now he's actually the one defending it.
Yeah.
And then also as well, it kind of leaves stuff for him and Drew as well. But
I don't know if you felt the same, but the Cardiff Clash at the Castle, I don't think WWE realized what they were gonna get with that crowd for Sheamus until they were there.
Yeah.
And I think if they'd have known before, I think that might have gone the other way.
Yeah.
Because when you heard
was that match for the IC title?
What,
yeah, it was when
Sheamus?
Gunther was
Jesus
champion.
Christ, Gunther's had this forever.
Do you know
innit?
what, bro?
And I was there, but I can't remember it was for
Do you know
the.
what,
I just thought Gunther wasn't champion then, was he? Like long time.
Underrated, forgotten in that rivalry as well was the Extreme Rules around that time that opened with the
that six-man
brawl,
tag.
the six-man tag. That was unreal.
Crazy.
Gunther
Braun
got
and Bruce versus
flogged at
Bray,
one
that was
point.
quality.
So the start of that match was it Gunther and Sheamus that
And they were
They
just
were looking at each
staring
other and the others were
beefing.
fighting around the.
Yeah.
You see when that happened, yeah?
Quality.
Again, like
Oh,
you said,
really?
we didn't even know what we had at that point. You see when I saw them doing this, I said, hey, this match actually might be the match of the night.
Yeah.
And I sat there
It was.
and I was, and it was. But obviously, again, like going into it, everyone knew it was going to be a good match, but I don't think we thought it was going to have the place it now has when we talk about wrestling, innit? So when I saw everyone else is beefing and they're just standing there staring at each other, I said, "Fuck, man, yeah!"
But I'll be honest, that match, I feel like it really set the bar for what the IC title should
Yeah,
be
man.
like. When challenging for a belt like that, like, bro.
To be fair, I don't think Gunther had a
Times-
match before Sheamus that we were talking about when it came to the ICE title run. I think when he won it to Sheamus, I don't remember.
Yeah,
I don't
the
remember
matches
a match.
he had with Ricochet when he beat Ricochet was a very, very good.
Yeah,
match.
really good. Yeah.
And then to be honest, at this point, I can't really remember much that happened.
I feel like that feels like a blur.
It's so long ago. It's so long ago.
Yeah,
so yeah, but no, big up, man like Joshua.
Afo's got a question in the chat as well.
Afo says, would we want to see John and Brock run it back during John's farewell tour? Big up Afo.
If Brock
is
Brock can run back. If you can run back.
Brock is barred. This is like the Queen Vic. Get out my pub. He ain't coming back. He ain't coming back. They don't need him.
Wait, you think they can stop Brock Lesnar from entering WWE? If Brock comes to your door, bro, you have to let him in.
Brock will run back when what's that? When the Money in the Bank for Mustafa Ali. The day he ran that day. No, they don't need to touch Brock in it. Like it's
in regards to John and Brock though, if it could happen and if it was on the cards, it would be interesting because the thing is like obviously we're seen as kind of not again the in-ring person he was ages ago.
Yeah.
Brock's obviously not really changed. I'm like, would it just be the same thing?
No, Cena cannot compete. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's exactly that. I don't think there's a match that Cena can have with Brock that isn't him being
Flogged.
Yeah, and I don't think Cena needs that in this run.
Yeah.
John Cena hitting.
We need Cena for the whole year.
16 fisherman
Yeah.
suplexes.
If Cena's gonna get beaten in this last run, it needs to be by someone that he can avenge.
Yeah.
And I feel like him avenging a loss to Brock doesn't mean much.
From
Do you know what I mean?
2014.
Doesn't- yeah.
It wasn't even like the last iteration of Brock we got. This is pretty much UFC Brock.
It was they was even doing this whole the Storm something when they had their match as well, that promo, innit?
It's a long time ago.
Yeah,
So-
it's done. It's done. That rivalry is like 20 years old, man. It's finished. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see it. I'm sorry, man.
I've got a question for you boys. So I think it was on last week's or the week before's pod. We're talking about the Bloodline stuff, and someone mentioned about Solo's position with everything in a minute. So my question is, I think when you guys were talking about it, you were talking about the fact that Solo has dropped off. But my question is, how do you fix a problem like Solo Sikoa? So how do you make him matter? And I'm not talking in the next month. I'm talking in the next year, 18 months. What do you do?
I feel like
Go on.
I feel like you have to stunt Jacob Fatty's growth.
I
feel like you have
That one is unstuntable.
You have to put at least shot him.
He shot
I think
it.
you have to calm down.
Then once you chat to get your dinner first, and your mom's like, "Hey, no, come on, man, let your little brother eat first."
I'll be honest, yeah. Because Jacob Fatu's a bit of a ruffian, innit? Like he's a bit mad. Solo just needs to be madder. What?
You can't out mad. You can't out mad someone
He's
they're
got
calling
to
a
prove it.
werewolf.
He's got
The guy's a werewolf, yeah.
How tapped he is, bro.
You know the one thing I keep thinking as well, yeah. So Solo's not had a match at WrestleMania yet. Most likely, I feel like obviously, yeah, he's not had a match at WrestleMania yet. Solo,
Yeah.
Solo.
he's not had a match
He
at
hasn't-
WrestleMania.
He hasn't
No.
had a WrestMania match yet.
He's been involved.
He's just been involved, but he's not had an actual.
When did he beat Cena?
That was
a
WrestMania. It was
that
Crown
was a
Jewel or
WrestMania.
something like
Crown
that.
Jewel, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year.
But
Crown
see,
Jewel.
my thing is, yeah,
Last
I always
November.
said, I said time ago, if they've not obviously put him in a one-on-one match, they're obviously saving it for like a big moment, like his first one-on-one match will be kind of reserved for something pretty special. But the thing is, like, let's say for example, however we're going at WrestleMania 41, who can he actually face at this point? Because it won't be Roman, and if he faces Jacob, I'm so sorry.
No.
So
Guys, Solo, don't save him. He cannot be saved.
I think you have to. I don't know what the end to this is, but I feel like the best thing you can do for him is, let's say, for example, that at some point Rock comes back and Rock is going to lead the other side of the bloodline opposed to Roman, right, to get us to WrestleMania. When that happens, I feel like it has to kind of be revealed that Solo's been doing Rock's bidding for this whole time under the kind of promise that Rock has told him, you'll be the tribal chief. Rock comes back and basically bins that off and destroys Solo after he's built this family for him, and then they wipe him out and send Solo away to the point where he's gone completely.
Yeah.
Off TV for past Mania, everything. And then you let him return with not another family, but like either on his own just as a badass, or with like his own, go more on like the street champ vibe of NXT, like his own crew that's with him from there.
I was thinking that might
and he
help
comes
him.
back and like the next bit I'm about to say is the bit that makes me realize the end of this is mental. I was gonna like, he then comes back to go against Rock. Solo versus Rock, because Rock's the one that put him out, and then that's the way you make him back up on that level.
I like this story,
but I don't see Rock bowing down to Solo. To that level. But I think if you send him away, you allow him to come back as
rejuvenated,
like Roman's done now.
Yeah.
I like the story, you know.
Answer your question.
Go ahead.
Are you sure? You want the Rock to lose to Solo Sikoa?
I said that's the bit I'm not sure.
You know what I like about the story? It actually reminds me of the TNA video game, where LAX beat up the main character, and they leave him in the and then he has to fight his way back into the
I left up the street champ. I left him in the streets of Samoa. He ain't never coming back.
Of Samoa here now. Nah, I think where you stumped me was the next 18 months of what Solo looks like. I think that's probably a good route to go. But yeah, in the short term, I think he gets pinned at Bad Blood in the tag match, and then it's pretty much like, he gets pinned.
Jacob's definitely not getting pinned.
You think Jacob Fatu's getting pinned?
Jacob's not getting pinned. The thing is, but you know what? Interestingly enough, this is what I said earlier on as well. I said to Mex, I said, for me, because Roman has lost at WrestleMania, right? And then obviously when you think about the dynamics of him coming back as tribal chief and everything like that, and he's obviously kind of like trying to make a claim to what he lost. If he loses now to Solo, so say he gets pinned by Solo, if he gets pinned by Solo, that's obviously going to play into his head now that the guy who's claiming to be tribal chief has actually been able to pin him. Yeah. So now it makes him again feel like he kind of needs to dig down a bit deeper and find something to kind of help him. And then if Jacob beats him, my man's going to be like, well, clearly I'm out of my depth for the rest of these guys here. So again, I feel like in a weird way, Roman, if he actually gets pinned, maybe it benefits the story they're trying to tell with him getting back around to like becoming the tribal chief or whatever it is again. But in the same breath, like if Roman and Cody win, like it's, you know, it might also kind of help that story between them two as well, this dynamic that they've got going on. But for me, I don't want to see these two shake hands after this match. I don't want to see none of it. I want to see Cody put his hand out to try and shake it, and then Roman just you're gonna walk away laughing there. Put the one in the air, you're gonna walk away laughing.
I'll be honest, just even with this matchup as well, I think the Bloodline have to win,
Yeah, I think
'Cause-
Roman takes the pin.
Yeah, because like
Yeah.
it will damage the
Really?
Bloodline a lot more if they lose. Because we already
Actually,
don't
no, well,
believe
yeah,
Solo.
Roman's taking the pin.
We
Roman's
don't
taking the pin.
believe Solo as like being this guy. So seeing them lose, like I feel like it's gonna do far more damage. To them.
What is the reason for Roman to have to build back his family if
If
they
he
win?
wins.
It's true. We need
They
motivating factors.
got to
It's
you got to
true.
rebuild that aura. He's got to suffer a bit of losses, show he's a mortal
Yeah.
man.
And like Cody was saying,
can't take the pin.
Yeah,
and like Cody was saying to him as well, when Cody said like, "Oh, like look around." When Cody was saying, "Look around the landscape, and look how everything has changed since you've left," right? I think it does need to get to Roman a little bit, because if he wins, it's like he's just going to be like, "Oh, cool. Well, I've evidently still got what I used to have."
Yeah.
But part of it should feel like, "Yo, has things actually really changed since you left?" That like. The guy you are now, this Roman can't run. We need
But think
we need
about
to
it as
dig
well,
down
right?
deeper.
The story they told of him losing at Mania was that moment where he couldn't get past the opportunity to hit Seth with the chair,
yeah.
and that cost him the match. So this is such a like fanboy thing of it. But the reason I'm okay with Roman taking the pin is I trust that the reason he gets caught out is going to matter in the story they're going to tell.
It could
Like,
even be the
it's
same
gonna
thing.
It could be
The vengeance,
Seth could appear
the
or something,
vengeance he
yeah.
wants to get on Solo for taking the Ula Fala, that blinds him, and that ends up costing him the match.
Or Heyman cost him the match. Because
Yeah,
he's siding with someone else.
That would hurt. Do you know what? I think the route they're going with Roman is obviously he's not got that aura, that spark anymore. Heyman's gone. Like before, someone did a comparison video of when he's walking and he's got Heyman.
He looks.
It's so good,
title.
bro.
Yeah,
And it feels like he's just missing that spark. And when Heyman comes back, that just kind of might revive him a little bit.
And also as well, I feel like what did Roman say in the Hall of Fame speech for Paul Heyman again? He said, "Oh, like the day you don't see me with the wise man anymore is the day you don't see the tribal chief." So it feels like naturally like when this tribal chief character is over or whatever the case may be, Roman and Paul Heyman will just be walking off. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong.
I'm not ready.
Heyman would never not be with Brock.
Yeah.
We thought Heyman would always be with Punk.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
No, but this is. I feel
Like
this
I'm
is
here for all of these eventualities. I just didn't deep it.
Like,
I just didn't deep that Roman might not actually
Do you know
win.
what? Do you know what's nice though? There was a time pre Triple H era where these same conversations were being had, and the mindset of wrestling fans was, "Oh God, what if they're going to do this? Or they'll ruin it if they do this." I feel like there's trust now.
Yes.
That with whatever happens, you trust that they'll tell something of a
right
story. Yeah.
And that's literally how I felt when I saw Jey Uso win the title. I was in shock, and then my mind was going for literally like half a day thinking, what is the reason?
Yeah.
Like, and then I said, yeah, the bloodline stuff will play into it. Like you said, whether it's they're going to cost him the title, or he needs to go back to Roman with the title. And then the Xavier Woods side of it, like another tag team wrestler that he's been very tied to.
so
like,
many layers, man.
yeah.
And when you deep it as well, people were saying from that vignette last week, they were saying when you also think of the other layers ads where, remember, they asked Kevin Owens, what do you think of what you just saw? Kevin Owens had nothing to say.
Yeah.
Randy Orton is also going to have his own opinion on this.
that.
And the other person we're forgetting as well, The Rock, remember, The Rock will see this. He'll be like, he'll say to Roman, you align with this crybaby.
Kevin
This is the
Owens
fucking shit.
is like those heels that have a reason to be a heel.
Yeah.
He like if the little thing of him seeing what's happened now after he's been fighting Roman and the Bloodline for longer than Cody.
Yeah.
For a lot longer than Cody. Like for him to see this now, it's one of those ones where it seems too obvious for him to turn at some point. But if he does turn, it's like, well, I kind of get it.
Yeah.
I get
It makes
your
sense.
character
It's
having
motivating.
Yeah, even when you think of like the layup that they were having before the tag team match, innit? When you're thinking of like everything that Rock was saying. Remember, we all thought Rock was going to turn on Roman at WrestleMania 40, right?
Yeah.
But and we were looking at everything that Rock was saying when he was like, "Oh, like what I think he said something like, "Oh, like you're a loser" and all of this kind of stuff. You don't think this stuff is gonna come back up again when he's like, "Oh no, when I said you're a loser, I was looking at you. You've proven to me that you are a loser."
When they were holding up the ones and he was doing that.
Hey, I can't wait for it. He's gonna say tribal loser. You're a tribal loser.
I screw up the yell because you're a tribal loser.
I think that's Solo pretty much. If he now, you guys are throwing it into disarray, but if he was to get pinned at Bad Blood, I think it's pretty much a whole thing of he goes, "I'm gonna go call my cousin," sort of thing, and it's like the Rock,
Solo.
like sort of thing, yeah. And like he gets the Rock to come in and assume the position of tribal chief, and that starts that scene.
Day one was sent by the elder.
Yeah.
Who's to say
That's what happened at Clash.
Yeah. Who's to say that isn't Rock?
Can't lie. Solo being sent by the elders, that's a false prophet. It's Jacob that they were sending. It's the child that they were talking about. I feel like, my issue with Solo just on the main roster is he's like got a silver spoon in it. I feel like he's just been elevated, put at the top in the limelight simply because of who the family is. And I feel like the reason why we're just not convinced he's tribal chief is the work rate just hasn't. It's not been fully,
I think though this is
done properly.
I think though this is a deeper conversation about like what I call the Roman Reigns shadow in it, because the same criticisms people have of Solo is very similar to the criticisms they have about Cody and his title reign. Because the truth is like none of them are actually particularly bad. It's just they're not what Roman was doing, and this was the problem. Was like the moment Roman obviously lost the title, Ulafala's gone or whatever. The shadow and the effect that he's now left behind, whoever has to kind of pick up the slack of that, then they can't replicate what Roman's been doing. Do you get what I mean? So the natural thing is we're gonna go right. Roman was champ. Roman was tribal chief. Who's now the champ? Who's now the tribal chief? Look at them. They're not Roman, because that's just what we're gonna say naturally by default. The reality is like Solo's actually not done that bad of a job, because and bear in mind as well, the intention was people were meant to go, no, we don't want Solo to be tribal chief. Like we actually liked Roman as tribal chief, and he's done that. Cody with the title, he's had the unfortunate job of like he's got to try and make what a 4-year title run was. He's now got to take that on and now get people invested. No matter how you look at it, people are always going to go, yeah, it's not the same thing as Roman Reigns. But in my eyes, if you strip out Roman's thing and just said Cody as a champion, just focus on his reign, how has it been? It's been good.
Cody's good champion.
Yeah, man, it's been good, man. It's been good.
One metric WWE would care about, he's a fantastic champion. Like I think I've said this to you guys before. They said the weekend of WrestleMania, his merch, 900 grand.
Fanatics just said top 5.
He's in the top 5 Fanatics merch. Amongst all their athletes, amongst all their sports teams.
Of all sports.
Yeah, so like every single sport combined that Fanatics sell merch under.
Yeah. So it's one of them ones where this is why we've got the belt on him, and he carries himself very well. Like, come on, like he looks like a champion.
See
if Cody
ever becomes a heel, yeah. Oh my gosh.
But you know what
the money in a heel Cody,
black hair Cody.
Give it! Oh my days!
The money in a heel Cody is crazy.
Black hair Cody.
But he might be someone that is now getting into that Cena territory that he's so beloved that he might not ever get there.
I don't know. I think he will turn at some point.
I think
someone did an edit on Twitter of the promo of him and Roman in the stadium, but they cut out the music in the background and laid a different type of music underneath and slowed down just Cody's parts. Not slowed it down, but if you just listen to him with a different pace underneath, it's some of the best heel work. The way he delivers the lines are so like, sinister. It's like
Cody's a great heel. He's a great heel.
Yeah.
You don't even need to turn the hair black.
You know that
in front of you. Yeah.
What's that promo he cut on Kenny Omega in Ring of Honor? When he was like, oh, like you lot basically love Kenny Omega like an underground band or something like that. Like, you claim you love it. Listen, you man are missing on this Cody. Oh my days.
I mean, they're doing the right thing now. It'll come a point where, hopefully they get there and he doesn't fall into that John Cena. I'll never turn.
He's too much of a wrestling
guy.
Guy to not know the value in that heel.
Yeah.
Mm.
But then he killed himself in AEW. This is the same.
Well, I was gonna
yeah,
say,
it's,
this
it's,
is the
it's,
problem
can't lie,
that
it's the
I
same guy that killed himself at AEW.
But I will say there's a difference.
Or was he
there's-
the biggest heel in AEW by being that guy?
by being that guy.
Knowing that audience hears
I'll
everything.
say
Yeah,
I'll say that
potentially.
the territories, they're facing the heel territory in WWE and AEW are kind of different in the respect because with AEW they were calling for it to happen. So if Cody had done it, the value would have been there, but it wouldn't have been the same. In WWE, no one's actually calling for him to be a heel right now, which means if he does it, it's going to be a thing where we're like, oh crap, like we didn't even ask for this, and now we're getting it. This is the difference. If he'd done it in AEW, he just would have been giving in.
Yeah.
If he does it here, he's like, nah, like you don't think you know what's going on.
Well, you don't.
I'd love him to do it
Whilst being champion.
whilst being champion.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Yeah, it would be good.
Listen.
Well, Roman said he's not changing, but going into the match, then it would be a face Roman and a heel Cody. Is that what you're saying?
I think we could get there. Yeah.
If we're going to WrestleMania and the WrestleMania match is Randy Orton versus Cody, where Randy Orton is right now,
Yeah, he
like,
can't be a heel.
Cody could turn.
Yeah.
Cody could turn. He could.
I like this.
Instead of heel Orton.
Where did you guys get your pen? Show me.
I mean, heel Orton, it kind of goes hand in hand with Kevin Owens because you expect it to happen. And-
Maybe it's Cody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you expect it to happen, and these guys are traditional heels in Owens and Randy Orton. It's like, but you are the guy that's hanging out with the guy that put me on the shelf, that cheated me out of world titles and all that kind of stuff. Like, you're the bad guy. Like,
Cody's been hanging out with the ops.
low key, yes.
Cody's been hanging out on the
Oh,
op
no,
block.
I'm not-
Low key,
Yo,
yes.
I'm actually not for
Low
that.
key,
He's
yes.
been breaking bread with
Imagine
the
at
enemy.
WrestleMania, yeah.
Oh
He's there doing.
gosh.
And you know that clip they played of him in AEW where he threw his belt out to the crowd and then dashed
And
it
then
back
he
in?
threw it back
No,
in.
but deep at WrestleMania, it's not even going to be the belt. He's going to be there. You're doing the thing. You know, he's getting gassed for the Cody for the crossroads,
nothing.
and the crowd's going to be booing. And he's going to say like, "Hey, wait a minute,
I've lost my powers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could do
and
it.
Randy would it."
They could
Bring him on.
They could do a heel turn like that, where it's like the realization that he's the bad guy.
Or it's even that he thinks he's a good guy.
Yeah,
with
one
the,
of them.
Kevin,
Yeah.
with the Kevin Owens and Randy Orton stuff, it's more like him turning out of disgust, out of the opposite. Like, he gave Kevin Owens a title match.
Yeah.
And this is how you treat
And
him.
when you say
And
words
you-
like that, I gave you a title match,
I
like
gave
charity.
you
You
a
guys
title
are
match.
giving me that. You're giving it to me, man.
Yeah, if he makes it sound like charity to Kevin Owens,
Exactly.
like, I tried to help you out. Like, I gave you a title match.
Bro,
And you
wait,
like-
wait a minute. Guys, you can actually go back. Yes, deep it. You see, Jay Uso, Sami Zayn, he'll be like, I forgave you, man, and all of this, and you left me.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Yeah.
Do you know the only person though
Yo.
who he can't really chat grease to is Seth?
Yeah.
Seth, because so remember, Seth, everything that Cody could potentially become, Seth already saw that from day dot.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of people said, like, if anyone should
Yes.
actually,
Oh my
a lot of people
God.
actually said, if anyone could really go up against the whole Cody Rhodes and it can actually feel like, yo, this person actually kind of has like a bit of a level with him, it's actually Seth, because Seth from day one was like, you don't get, remember he said to him, he said, you don't get to come in here and sit on this throne and all of that. And then Cody will sit and be like, no, I made all this happen. Think about it, he'll say that Netflix deal,
Yeah.
all the merch, all that stuff, all that money.
The
and
evidence
the
is there.
most entitled.
the way
This
Cody
is
comes
my
out wearing
world,
the shirt
yeah.
says, the real needle mover.
Is this what WWE has turned into
This
now?
is
Is this
bad.
where we are now?
Hey, man.
Bro, this is a hell.
This pen's got a lot in.
There's so many
This
doors
pen.
that you could go.
But that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
Oh my!
You're writing a TV show. Some of these things need to be left open-ended, so you can go and pivot in different directions.
We've gone from an era where Cena would never turn heel to now everyone's turning heel.
Yeah,
You're turning heel. You're turning.
Literally,
Everyone
like,
gets a heel turn.
yeah.
But it's true though, because it makes it realistic, right? Like I think a lot Cena's criticism was that like his kind of like his moral compass was sometimes unrealistic. And so when you've now got these very realistic elements happening now, and we're looking at these people more. Obviously, we've got the larger than life aspect when it comes to WWE superstars and their presentation, but then there's still that aspect of, and again, it's what we see in superhero films and stuff like that. Superheroes and stuff, they look all big and stuff like that, but they go through these human kind of things,
But
and we pick these out.
That's
right?
what it is like. It's more so we're living in an era now where it's not heels, baby faces, and tweeners. It's just real people that go
Fraud.
through stuff.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Owens, we are seeing a man like if you just saw your boy party with the ops, like you want to link up with this guy after all of this.
And remember,
you're gonna feel away. Like you will.
And
feel
his
away.
other brer was partying with the ops.
Yeah.
All the people he seems to be around seems to either get affected by them or partying with them. Like if you can't beat them, join them kind of mentality, innit? And Kevin Owens is the only person.
Someone
KO's the only person.
Someone said that
well back. You can say it.
Kevin Owens' character is he's the only man paying attention in the show.
He is.
That's
I say this
what
all
his
the
character
time.
is.
I
He's
say
the
this
only
all the
man
time,
that's
bro.
literally
I love the way
watching it like a real person.
He
is. He's the only one that.
Kevin
like,
Owens is the fool guy. You know the one who looks at the camera and goes like,
Did you guys see that?
Kevin Owens, he participates in wrestling as if he was one of us. That's
he's from
Like,
the office.
he is.
Kevin Owens is from the office, bro.
Literally, like,
legit.
yeah, it's so true all the time.
Oh, bro, I love where we
Oh,
You see that clip
man.
of him where he walked up to Cody? I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Theory and Waller that went. But he walked up to him. They don't have adrenaline in their soul.
in the ring, in the ring.
This is a guy that's not
Kevin,
taking
no,
this
you know, KO is actually so funny. Kevin Owens is so funny.
Yeah.
It was that one, you know, when they were tag champs last year, and he was like, oh, you man don't get to come out here. He's like, that's not the way this works. He's like, you don't get to come out here. We were saying for someone else to come out, and then they come out, and he's like, you see.
Trey put in the chat that Kevin Owens is Deadpool.
Yeah,
He is.
Literally.
Oh my
Good
days.
comparison.
Mad.
We got 20 minutes left. Let's jump over to the land of the elite. That said, who?
I thought we'll just talk about that.
Let's pay some service to our elitists. We got Grand Slam tonight. Anything that anyone's particularly looking forward to?
Wait, is Danielson?
They've obviously said.
Yeah.
They've obviously not said he's coming. But come on, man.
Yes, but Danielson and Nigel McGuinness is tonight.
These men are gonna make. These men are gonna make these internet lot make a graphic for nothing. Chill, man.
I think, like I said, my only gripe with that is the fact that we still haven't had like this whole Danielson talking about Darby Allin and where Darby Allin stands, and this Blackpool Combat Club stuff. It just kind of feels like the match has been here, guys.
Well, yeah, Danielson hasn't been here
Yeah.
at all to do this build.
I think it was last week's episode. We was expecting him to come out on that day,
Yep.
and he didn't. So
Yeah, big bro Dell said this already, you know. Like Tony, where's Tony, man? Show me the books, man. Because
oh
a
yeah,
lot
I
of
need to say it. Go.
Tony, the books. I want to see them. No, but for me, like I said, obviously on like one of my videos, I said like for me, it's just the world title scene is very confusing. And then when you also think about the fact that again, this is something that came up earlier on, when it's now been said that Tony Khan apparently is not even looking at booking on a long-term thing, he's looking at it week to week. So now, like that throws another. It's a report. Apparently, Tony Khan said "Yo, I look at it week to week. I don't look at it long term."
it makes sense as well.
But
From what we're seeing,
but the thing is, right?
I hear
You would think again, like bear in mind, AEW came in to be a counterpart to the competition. Vince McMahon used to do week to week booking. Would you not look at obviously what your competition was doing that wasn't working so well and make sure to be doing the opposite, so therefore you stand out above the rest? And bro, like when you look at this world title picture, we've got Darby, you've got Christian Cage, you've got Moxley, you've got Darby Allin. And remember, like while Danielson said, once I lose the title, I will retire. How long do you think Danielson's having a Roman Reigns run? No, he's not. He's not here for this long, bro. So at the end of the day, it needs to be clarified when and where people are going to be showing up, because right now, obviously, Christian Cage, I guess we can kind of put on the back burner because he's got a contract, so he can come in anytime. But then you've got Darby and Moxley facing each other. And this is what I said. If Nigel McGuinness can go ask for a match with Danielson, why couldn't Moxley do the same thing? Why couldn't Moxley do the same thing?
I'm gonna ask a question.
Go on.
It's a serious question.
Are
the rankings still?
What rankings?
Okay.
What rankings?
What rankings?
Let's go through the card.
They brought the rankings back in January, and then maybe after 6 weeks they got rid of them. Yeah. So.
Has any wrestling company in history made rankings work long term? Aside from like the G1.
So
Yeah. Actually, that's a good point. That's a good point.
It's not a wrestling company, it's Pride Fighting Championships, but I haven't seen a wrestling company do it correctly. It's hard to.
It is. It's so hard.
Do you reckon it's that hard though? When this is all
You know
fake.
what it is, yeah? I think, obviously, for example, you could get someone who's like, all right, let's just use IC and WWE title. Yeah. Someone could be stat padding matches against Dominic Mysterio or, I don't know, Santino Marella or something. All of a sudden, they're 19-0.
Yeah.
And they basically qualify for a world title shot, but there's not been any like. Do you get what I'm getting at?
Yes. So this was my biggest problem when the first iteration of the rankings. People were going to Dark and going on absolute runs on Dark. Stat padding, and then they'll come and get a TNT title match. And it's like, I don't mind the rankings, and yes, a win is a win is a win, but obviously Dark isn't even TV. So let's just be guided and be smart. If you win on TV, 2 points. If you win on Dark, 1 point.
Yeah.
That's a way to kind of negate all of that and clean it up a bit. And again, like I say, ultimately, we can pick and choose who is winning these fights.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you what I think the problem is? The problem is that because the position AEW put themselves in, where they were trying to be this whole thing about like the decisions that you see in terms of wins and losses matter, right?
Yeah.
The problem is that where you started the company with that prospect, the reality is that you set yourself up now. So that means everything you do, we are going to come back to and go, but what about the wins and the losses, right? Yeah. So at the end of the day, when you've made that your ethos, if you're now not sticking to that, you can't really... Like, of course, we're going to have a gripe with it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So at the end of the day, if your ethos was going to be, we're about wins and losses, it should be that. And at the end of the day, that should be the thing that we're seeing as a constant thread in every bit of your programming, not just Dynamite, not just Collision, not just Rampage, whatever the case may be, not even just Dark. Like, it needs to show up everywhere. And the problem is that sometimes it feels like when you're watching AEW, it does feel like sometimes you're watching separate shows. Like, at the end of the day, Dark had no... Dark, the best episode we got from Dark was when Tony Khan said, 9 days for tonight, 9 days for tonight, live on Dynamite. That's the only thing from Dark I ever remember, bro. When it comes to Rampage, what has apparently Rampage is even getting cancelled.
Yeah, I saw something.
Like, obviously, Collision and Dynamite, there is like layers of consistency amongst the two, and they kind of thread between one another. But when we're looking back at the rankings, you can't introduce it as a way to try and make people happy, because again, that's what it feels like. It feels like a lot of the decisions was done to make people happy. Yeah. You shouldn't come into wrestling to make people happy. You need to come in and go, what's the gap in the market? We're fulfilling it. Yeah. Whoever's cool with it, jump on. Medium. No, but again, that's what I'm trying to say. The medium should be, if you're on board, cool, come along with us. Hashtag for the sickos, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, if you don't like it, guess what? There's other stuff you can watch. Yeah. If we care about rankings. If you don't care about rankings, go watch WWE because they don't do rankings. Go watch other places because they don't do it. Yeah. The problem is they're trying to make too many people happy. And then you're going to have things that collide. That's the problem.
I feel like you can make it work if it's not the entire basis of the roster.
Yeah.
I feel like you could make it work if it was for set times of the year, for set brackets of the division. Yeah, I think the problem is that if you're doing it across everyone, what wrestling is about before it's about results is about stories, right? And stories require different people to win and lose at different points to tell their stories. And that's where, when you're telling multiple stories across the same period of time, you're going to end up in a way where the person that their story in your mind is going to get them to this pinnacle at the end includes losses.
Yes.
Whereas this other person goes on a much easier route. So that's why I use kind of the G1 as an example. That if you do it as a set period of time in the year where this thing now matters for the next month, these like 10 people will fight each other once. Points will matter. Maybe it's a mid-card thing, and then that results in someone gets a contender shot or whatever. Then because the story would become the tournament. The tournament, the league. But I think to plan to do it so consistently across a platform, a medium like wrestling that has no off season. Because that's the other thing. Like, at what point are we saying? What point is it 500?
Like the things
when do we have a breather?
The things we start. You know what I'm trying to say?
I said Large is always at number one.
And deeper as well. Yeah. Imagine you went like, let's say we do 365 days. So let's say AEW's last pay-per-view as well as then, right? Imagine you're the person with like the most points on the roster, and you've got towards the end and you're the most points on the roster, and then they get to the end and it's like, whack! Start from zero. You're gonna be like, so what was the point in doing all of that? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And then remember,
ultimate team points.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah.
Okay.
wasted my
Just
time.
lost all of it.
Lost
Yeah.
it.
I think just based on these rankings, just hearing it and them not trying to do it throughout the year, I think it kind of confines them a bit into a box now, because now they have to adhere to what they've currently got, who's in what position, etc. But having it just on a monthly basis, I think that's easier to manage. Trying to manage that across the year just feels a bit difficult.
And the fallout of the end result can still affect, some booking. Like you might be the number 2 person or number 3 person after the tournament is done, but you can use that for story. Like it still lay claim to
Someone could be
sort
in
of
the
thing.
running in the top 3 positions of the league towards the end of it, get attacked by someone that's going to equate to their next storyline, but it costs them the chance that you can still do it. But I think across the year is difficult.
Do you know what's hard about it as well? Yeah, like you're gonna have guys that are having matches consistently, and they might be number 30, but they've got bare wins, and guys that only had like 2 matches, but they're number 1. Do you get it? It's a bit hard to manage.
It's like we're saying, it's who they're facing, isn't it? Like
the maths, bro. The maths.
No.
No. It's a football team.
It's a mad one. Just to kind of go through what's happening on the Grand Slam card tonight, Prince Nana will provide an update on Swerve Strickland.
What's the Adam page?
You reckon?
He's gonna steal Nana's weed.
Hook is defending the FTW championship against Roderick Strong.
Wait.
Can we bin this title?
We're still here.
Can we send Hook to NXT?
That's got to be one of the longest title reigns in wrestling.
I mean, he's lost it. He's lost it.
He dropped it.
Bro, Hook and the FTW title is like our truth for the 24/7, bro.
We're still here. That title's still around.
He should have beaten
Hook is still around.
He did beat Jericho for it back at All In, and he should have retired it. His dad was even involved in the story. He should have just retired it then. Like, literally win it and hand it back to your dad and go and put it back on the mantle shelf in the living room and done. Like, let me move on from here.
Hook, just job application. WWE will hire you, bro. Just come.
Listen, man. I said this. You see the NXT when they jump to CW, obviously they're gonna have this promotional material. They're gonna be doing all these shots where they're walking through alleys and they're looking like Batman. You see, we're just having Hook here walking through looking like Han from Fast and Furious. He's eating a packet of crisps. They say Tuesday. Come on, bro.
Still with the title.
Leave it over there, please.
Oh no! Hell no!
We don't want to see that.
Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay and Carl Fletcher for the AEW World Tag Team Championship.
Predictions.
Do you man think Carl Fletcher's turning on Will Ospreay?
That's what I've heard, but
I don't know Kyle. I think Takeshita maybe.
But a lot of people have been saying they think it's like Don Callis is kind of like gonna big up Carl Fletcher, and that will kind of be the thing.
You know what? Yeah, let him bun him, because let Will
to split him.
Let Will Ospreay leave this web of Don Callis. Like, I thought he is out of this. They've dragged him back in. Like, if this is what it means, so he can leave it permanently, yeah.
I don't think he should though, because I don't know where he's at, but obviously Davis is like,
Mark Davis.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I feel like for me it should be United Empire taking on the Don Callis family.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who else apart from Takesha's in that family still, but
Young Bucks to retain here, you reckon?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Please do not give Will Ospreay a second champ. Don't do it.
Hey, this
because
is Tony's boy,
I know he's Tony's boy. He's listen, man.
Don't want our boy to be drippy, bro.
Listen, bro. I love Will Ospreay. I love him, but at the end of the day, I feel like he's becoming like the trap card. Like, oh, something's not going on. Put Will Ospreay in there. Oh, someone's injured. Put Will Ospreay. That's what I'm saying, man. I feel like the guy needs to remember as well. Like, this is still his first year in AEW. He's had the international championship and everything like that, but like, we still need to carve out and see for ourselves, like, what is Will Ospreay just kind of on his own, like on his own benchmark, kind of doing his own stuff, man. Like, when he's on his own, I feel like he's actually at his best. When he's around other things, like with the Carl Fletcher stuff and stuff like that, it just feels like we're just seeing things kind of just like dilute in a way. Like the international title, like, let that be a good run. Let that be something that he can really take ownership of and really kind of run with the bricks with. But it just feels like the international title keeps getting tied to, again, the AEW World Championship, then the World Tag Team Championship. Let it just breathe by itself, innit? Do you know what I mean?
They've now announced Ospreay versus Ricochet.
That's next week, innit?
Next week.
I think they've
Ricochet, in my opinion, should beat
Have they
him
done
and
it
then
to
tell him
him?
to shut up.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, what is it?
Ricochet should beat Ospreay for that title and then tell Ospreay to shut up.
I agree.
Like, you can't be here mocking me and bring your best, bring your best, bring your best, and then I come and lose to you.
Absolutely not.
So I actually,
I'm going back to WWE.
I can't lie.
If I'm Ricochet,
I can't lie. I got a different approach on this one. I think Ricochet should lose.
Oh,
So what I said is, so again,
you said he should lose.
So
and
what I
then
said,
come
so
back
what I
later.
said to Mix is, as in Ricochet should be international champion and should be Ospreay. I just don't think it should be next week. Well, because here's the thing, yeah. This is what I'm saying to Mix as well. And this is what we've obviously been saying is that like the presentation of Ricochet in WWE and AEW, it's actually not different. It's the same thing. So we need to give Ricochet something that can make him stand out above what he was looking like in WWE. For me, it should be Will Ospreay, and again, play into it. You got called out to come here, and then you've come here and you've lost because nothing's changed. What's going to change in you to make you become better? And then, so let him lose to Ospreay. Let him then be like, nah, cool. I need to go back to the drawing board.
But you're saying this on the basis that they are then going to change him. Yeah. And if they don't,
they flipping need to. This is not a whether they should or shouldn't. This is a you need to change Ricochet because, bro, he's going to get lost in the shuffle the same way he did in WWE.
It's boring.
Do you know how mad it is that he's been? Do you know how mad it is that he's been in there a month? And we were talking as well. One of those weeks he wasn't even on TV and didn't show up in any way, shape, or form. How are we seeing anything different? We know he can wrestle. We know he can wrestle. So like, what are we seeing?
It's the other stuff. It's the character.
But again, and again,
got his
as well.
best promo last week.
where
Was it last week?
Which
one?
one?
It was backstage.
the one where he was wearing the suit.
But that's what I'm saying, bro. This guy
He
took
cut one
spare.
promo
This guy
last
took
week.
spare great
He
backstage.
told
bro.
Will Ospreay off. He told him off.
I said, so you can do this.
But we know he can do this backstage.
They just won't let him do it in front of everybody. That's
Why?
the thing.
Why? This is the question. This is another question.
I would like to see him turn heel. You know, I'd like to see him turn heel.
If he turned heel and won the match,
Yeah.
You're basically saying he has no aura.
No.
He
It's not
might
that he
not
doesn't
work
have
well
aura.
under a live camera when it's time to.
But again, that's why I feel like
So tell
if
him
you've
the
come.
camera's off, man.
No, but this is my point, bro. If you say to yourself, the grass is green on the other side, you need to prove it to me.
Yeah.
Prove it to me that what apparently what you weren't getting there, you would get over here. So for me, if say for example it's a camera issue, bro, I'll be real. Do what you need to do to get better at promos.
Yeah.
Bro, there was a great one he cut on Ali when they were feuding on main event. And he came out of his whip here and he was cutting this fantastic promo on Ali, like, yeah, we're gonna run it back because me and you are the best at what we do. But understand, I'm better than you because this is who I am. Where's that guy?
Yeah, but
Where is that brethren?
That was on main event. No one was watching.
This is what I'm doing.
And it was pre-recorded.
Okay, so this is the classic thing of
took
bro.
like 10 takes. Flips.
This is it. This is the issue.
So is it like no one believes him like when he speaks?
Put it this way: last time he had a
There's
live
no
mic
oomph in
with
his
someone
voice.
that we all remember, a man told him to shut up.
And he shut up. And he shut up.
I didn't come here to
He
talk. Shut up then.
Man said,
Bro, you see if that's look, obviously I'm doing a bit of comparison here, but you see if that's a man like AJ Styles here, you tell him to shut up, Pele kick straight.
Yeah.
And again, like remember, people try to critique AJ on his promo work as well. It's not fantastic by any means, but AJ took it upon himself to improve. For me, it's a thing of like if you're going to leave WWE to go to AEW because again you feel like there was something missing, you also have to do that work yourself as well. Because again, what he's showing in ring, we know he can do. If I'm seeing you in AEW, look at other people who have left WWE and went to AEW. Swerve Strickland. When he was on WWE, we weren't even seeing him now. Look at him now, bro. Like Swerve Strickland is different.
He wasn't
Moxley.
even the guy in Hit Row. They were trying.
That's what I'm trying to say.
They were trying to put it as top dollar.
Moxley came in, said,
That's
I'm
hilarious,
changing
man.
things and changed the way he looked and like his presentation. For me, Ricochet needs to change his presentation a little bit, which is why I think a heel turn could work for him.
I think
Let him get a bit aggressive and let's see what he's like as a heel.
That's what I'm saying. When he speaks, you don't hear that.
Yeah.
There's no.
You
no
hear it in the
bass.
back.
Presence.
You hear
No
it
bass in the
backstage.
Yeah,
voice.
that's because they increased the bass.
Yeah, backstage.
Post-production.
Man slapped Will Ospreay's hand
Yeah,
and
he
said,
is
no,
on the
he said,
hill.
no, don't shake my hand. Don't shake my hand, do this and that. I'll be like, bro, if I'm Will Ospreay, I'll be like, cool. You want to slap my hand? Come, let's go. Ring right now. Let's go right now. Chat to me what you're saying here. Child there, bro.
I think a heel turn where he becomes the guy that he knows he can do it in the ring.
Yeah.
But he feels he shouldn't have to because he's come from WWE. Give him the ego. Turn him in. Because how do you turn? It's hard to turn someone with his moveset into a heel, right? Because he's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah.
So you turn it into this guy that he knows he's got it. He knows he can do it. But he aligns himself with, I don't know, maybe a crew or something that does his dirty work for him because he thinks he's above being in AEW. Yeah.
That's
and but then you turn him into like a my mind's gone blank. Why you know when someone's got an idea of themselves that's not based in reality?
Yeah, like a false perception. False perception.
So you turn him into this character that he presents himself as if he was the star somewhere else and came here. And so people can be calling out the fact that you came here because no one wanted you there. You weren't getting the push.
You know the problem is, just say this quick. I don't think I think that's a great idea. The problem is the initial problem. He is the man that needs to go into the ring and sell this to us.
Yes.
And if he can't do that, if he can't even sell us he's the best in the world wrestler that we know he is without wrestling, then the problem will forever continue.
Exactly. Any more matches on the card?
Yeah, let's just do this. We got Mariah May versus Yuka Sakazaki.
Quick predictions.
Mariah May to keep it. And this last one, because we talked about Danielson McGuinness already, Moxley versus Darby Allin with the title shot on the line.
This I don't, bro.
I think Moxley.
Moxley split.
So we're doing this to Darby Allin now.
Yeah,
I think we
that's
come
what
back
we're
to Darby again.
Yeah,
Again.
Yeah, I think Darby will come back around.
I think before
My question is, where's the books? Where is the
before
books?
the end of next year, Darby Allin will be world champion.
I think it'll be Darby that retires.
I think that'll
I
happen.
would think so.
You think Darby's retiring him?
I think he'll retire then. I think he'll win it from Daniel Bryan.
So that means you think Darby Allin's going to retain this
so
match?
that
He's
means
going to
he means
win
not
with
Mox.
Moxley.
I think he loses.
Yeah.
Mox goes up against Danielson and
Okay.
loses. Danielson's
Okay.
reign continues, but it will be Darby that comes back. I feel this is us telling the story of Darby's road to the
Okay,
title.
but are you playing into? Are you keeping mind of the Wrestle Dream, which is in Washington, where Danielson's from? Just so, which is next month, 12th of October. So, is all of that going to happen before then, or do you?
Well, you think he's gonna? You think he's gonna drop it there to retire there?
Yeah.
I think.
But then-
he goes a
but
bit
then-
longer.
Okay.
But then my
I think
thing is
he's
as
not saying-
well.
I think he's a liar.
I
You
think
don't
he
think he's
wins.
retiring in
He's a liar.
Washington?
He's not
Okay.
retiring.
He
But
does-
also-
he
but
loves
also for
lying.
me as well.
He's like famously loves
Yeah.
lying.
For me as well, the thing is as well is if he goes on to Wrestle Dream, say for example Darby, and he beats Danielson, then I feel like the John Moxley thing is a bit wasted. Then, like the whole heel turn of the BCC, it feels a bit wasted.
Yeah, it'll feel a bit funny. I feel Moxley wins and becomes champion. I think Moxley is the guy that's retiring Danielson,
So you
and
think
then
he'll do it
Darby
at Wrestle-
Allin beats Moxley.
That would be
Okay.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
like that idea a lot better.
That's
I like
better
that
than what I said. That's better than what I said because Darby's story shouldn't be about Danielson.
Yeah.
It should be about Moxley.
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
and even
I
when
think
you
Darby
look-
Allin
And that,
beats
you're right.
Moxley.
That allows him to retire.
Yeah.
Also, as well, correct me if I'm wrong. Moxley was world champ before, and I think he took on Darby before, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he beat Darby, and I think
Yeah,
he
yeah.
even kind of gave Darby the thing of like, bro, one day you'll get there.
I think he's
just not today.
That's
Brody.
that's
Like a little
still the
Brody.
story. It's still the
Yeah,
story.
but that's what I'm trying to
That
say.
you're not worthy right now. Give me the title.
And I
shot.
think-
like,
And I think as well, when you look at like their natures, Darby Allin and John Moxley kind of have very similar natures in a sense,
Yeah.
right? So it kind of does make sense. So it does make sense to kind of combat Moxley with that kind of similar kind of chaos, innit? So yeah, man. So yeah, I hear it. I hear it.
it makes sense. I mean, I don't know why we've done this. Why did we give Darby Allin the title shot in the first place? If that's where we're going, but
I mean, week
Again,
Week to
I feel
week.
like- again, I feel like
Last week it was him.
the book is not the same.
bruv,
I'm
it
telling
is
you.
what it is. It's week to week, innit?
Tony Khan is right. Man,
Just enjoy it week
How
to
can
week.
you
innit?
book week to week with a
Allegedly
world
it's not,
champion who is
but-
retiring when he
So
leaves?
wait, so Navy actually said on the chat that apparently the quotes.
Yeah, apparently the quotes.
I love Navy,
Yeah, big up
but Navy
man.
is a known AEW-er.
Oh,
So
EDO.
Navy.
no, I wouldn't say Navy's as far as EDL,
Okay.
but he is definitely like a primary AEW over WWE. But he's genuinely fair. It may be a fake quote. It may not be 100%. Like I've been saying, everything that's come out from Wrestling Observer in the last 6 months has been very shaky. So it was Brian Alvarez saying that Tony Khan has told people he's only. So you can already see Chinese whispers could have happened. So Navy might very much be right.
Reported fourth hand.
Yeah, exactly. My friend said, yeah.
Trust me, bro.
So Navy might very much be right.
Trust me. No, can't lie. Defo said it. I don't think he said it that way.
Hey,
But Defo said it. Yeah.
Trust me, bro.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I mean, he could have very much been talking about injuries. When injuries happen, you got to change week to week.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it gets
Chan-
taken out of context. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So Navy might be right, but it's obviously we're just talking about what's being reported. Guys, we've run out of time.
Oh
Wrap
man.
Ran out of
Wrap up.
time. Thanks to Gabe and Dave for coming through.
Yo, big ups for having us again, man. Big ups for having us, man.
Drop your apps. Let them know where you're at, bro.
I'm not putting contact in it.
Okay, man. Instagram, TikTok, Graps with Gabe. Twitter, Gabe the Kill 142. Also, you might want to follow the WrestleManiac YouTube. We got something cooking over there. We got a podcast, baby. So yeah, man, you might want to follow that as well. Yeah, man. It's been great being here again, guys, man.
Thank you. I'll get back on it.
It'd been yeah, man.
Episode. I don't even know what this episode is going to be.
I can't be like we just been chatting.
Bro, I want to see the books.
I want to see the
I want to see the books.
Hopefully next week our OGs will be back.
Yeah.
Big up Sam, big up Del, big up Lloyd. Yeah, I've been Mex.
Basement Grooves.
Gabe.
Basement
yeah.
Grooves on Sunday.
Birthday! 1 year anniversary.
To be honest, you don't even need to tell them. Tickets are sold out. Tickets are
missed
sold
out,
out.
you missed
They're
out.
gone.
Can't get
The
in.
first anniversary is going to happen, and you're gonna watch it.
You snooze, you lose.
Can't lie. Only way you can get in, you might have to bribe security at the door still. I'll be patting everyone down to make
You have
sure.
to bribe security. I'll be.
Smart guy.
So just make sure you come with cash. I accept contact list, but
Yeah.
The man then will take a membership to the YouTube or nothing else.
Yeah.
On the day, you can come to the door and knock nicely, pretty please and that, and we might let you in. But yeah, it's a sold out event. So,
Sick.
man.
but yeah,
Home, boys.
I've been Mex.
I've been Gabe.
Hola.
Dave.
Laps Wrestling's podcast, coolest podcast in the world. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your sister, tell your grandma, tell your auntie, tell your uncle,
what
tell your
else?
cousin, tell your nephew, tell your auntie's mom, tell your auntie's dad. It's been Laps.
It's been by the man.
By the Mandem!
For the Mandem!
Hey,
We got there in the end. Thank you guys. Watching live.
Bye, guys.
You was on the run of a life.